Take your seats, class, because Bobby Financials is about to educate you on why this is dumb. So the Joey 10% to the Palm dealer and the dumpster administration is trying to pass a new law that would remove what they're referring to as excessive junk fees or overdraft fees from banks. I was a bank teller for 2 years and I'm not an idiot. So let me explain why this is dumb. Retail banking, everyday banking, your local bank branch is basically a loss for most banking institutions. They primarily exist for visibility in the community, the ability to have customer service, and for loan origination, which is where banks make most of their money. You come there and you have a basic checking account or a basic savings account, a debit card, you use the ATM, that makes them almost nothing. What they're banking on, pun intended, is you building a relationship with your local banker and then ultimately opening a business account or a loan or most importantly, a mortgage. Your average retail banking consumer makes the bank almost nothing. In fact, they likely lose the bank money. The person that has a few $1,000s in their savings account or even a few $100s in their savings account, which you'd be surprised how many people actually fall in that category, are a loss to the bank. Interestingly enough, the people with the most money in their accounts are the ones that come in the least frequently. When I was a bank teller, it was the people with the least money that came in the most often, took up the teller's time, and cost the bank the most money. Moving around small amounts, overdrafting, asking a lot of questions, etc. So just for context, an overdraft fee is when your bank account goes temporarily into the negative. This would happen most frequently if somebody had a paycheck that came in on Friday that maybe hadn't cleared yet, but they had an expense also come out that day that they might have forgotten about or whatever, and they drafted their account into the negative. Usually it would be $10, $50, or $100 into the negative. If a customer simply called into the bank or came into the branch and said, hey, look at this, I got an overdraft fee, 99% of the time, we would just refund it. Especially if that person got direct deposits at the bank or had multiple accounts at the bank or other family members at the bank, or if we saw them frequently, or if we wanted to keep them happy. Now, it was when this started to happen excessively, like over and over and over again, maybe for the same problem, that this would be a little bit more difficult to happen. Many of the times that people had overdraft fees, they had almost nothing in their account. Like I said, they were already a loss to the bank. The overdraft fees helped to cover some of the margin that customer was taking from the bank already. Now, obviously, if you have $50 in your account and you spend $55 and you get a $30, $40 overdraft fee, it sucks. But that's how life works, right? It convinces you to not have it happen again, to make sure that you stay on top of the amount of money that's in your account at any given time as to not draw it negative. The vast majority of accounts that went into the negative, we never got the money back. And by we, I mean the bank. Sometimes people will draft their account to the negative $100, $1,000, and the bank doesn't have the legal resources to pursue them. It's not worth it. So your account goes $150 into the negative. We call you, we email you, we never see that person again. What's the bank going to do? They're going to take you to a small claims court for $150. They're going to file some type of credit report? No, they just wipe it out. They just zero it out and call it a loss. And that person could just go to another bank and do the same thing. Now, the banks do communicate with each other, but the point is that that bank would end up taking the L. The bank, even if you spoke to a teller for 5 minutes, have things called overdraft protection, which is a very simple backstop and safety mechanism to prevent these types of things from happening. For example, at the bank that I worked at, you could have a overdraft protection set up for your savings account. So you put $50 in your savings account or $100 in your savings account, and then in the event that you overdraft your checking, it automatically draws from your savings account. And instead of it charging you $40 or whatever the overdraft fee was at the time, it would cost you $1 or $2. Or you could just stay on top of your banking account, like have it on your phone like every single person does, or go on the web or set other alerts inside the app that say, hey, your bank account is getting low, and just stay on top of your money. It's very simple. You could prevent yourself from having the fees by just paying attention to it. It's not like the phone is not in your pocket all the time. It's not like the internet is not available to you. And if it's not, keep a checkbook. It's not that hard. But here is what stupid laws like this do and what the result ultimately will be. The bank offers you a totally free checking account, which allows anybody, absolutely anybody with any amount of money, to bank at that institution. They get a credit card, they get online banking, they can do bill pay, they can do a lot of things for free. Bill pay will literally cut a check and send it to your power company, your water company, or whoever else for free. They'll cut the check, print it, and mail it for you for free. Free debit card, free ATM access, and you could put $10 in the account. And remember, these people are a loss to the bank already. They're doing that to build the rapport, build the relationship, and hopefully one day you go and you open a mortgage or you get a loan with them. By the bureaucrats stepping in and saying that the banks can't charge these fees, which is often some of the only money that they receive as a result of these small accounts, all it means is that instead of having a free checking account at these banking institutions, now you'll have to pay for it. That's what it'll do. Instead of you having a free account and staying on top of your own finances and not overdrafting, you'll just have to pay a fee to have a bank account there, or you'll be penalized for having not enough in your minimum balance. So instead of charging you an overdraft fee if you go to the negative, they'll say if your account has less than $500 in it, you have to pay $5 a month. So instead of you paying zero and staying on top of your finances, you'll get dinged $5 a month forever now. It will literally cost you more. And if you don't have the $5 a month, well, then you have no bank account at all. But because they know that you're financially illiterate and clueless, they will pass this pretending like they are somehow saving you money, when in fact they are likely and almost guaranteed to cost you more. And making a video about the true nature of banking and finance doesn't mean I or anyone else is shilling for the banks. I'm just telling the truth. But people are like, oh, you're defending the banks? No, you moron! I'm trying to educate you on a very basic financial principle. But who cares, right? So just think about it for a second. Whom, literally whom, is this type of policy appealing to? It's appealing to people who get overdraft fees. People that get overdraft fees usually don't have a lot of money. That's why they overdraft. Which likely means that they're financially illiterate, or at the very least, not financially intelligent to that level. So instead of being honest with you, and instead of doing the thing that will actually save you money, or educate you or whatever, they're appealing to people that are too dumb to know, or just simply are uninformed. They're banking on you being dumb. That's the whole point. They're banking on your lack of knowledge and your lack of intelligence about this matter. And they're saying, hey, dumb, you get a lot of overdraft fees, we're going to take them away. And then meanwhile, on the back end, you just took on a $5 or $10 a month fee in perpetuity. Or maybe now you don't have a bank account at all. But who cares, right? Here we go, blue! Vote big blue! Here we go, blue!